All right, people of YouTube, my name's Nick Johnson. Over here we have Will Johnson and Nate Merritt. You want Nate Merritt, Nate C. Merritt? How are you doing, Nate? Nate Merritt?
Yeah, that's fine.
Nate Merritt. All right, he's a good-looking one of us three. He left his shirt on until we didn't feel bad today. Nate, do you have a six-pack or a four-pack, Nate?
Very, very cool. Right now I have a 4-pack, but in a few weeks I'll have a 6-pack.
In our last episode, Will had a Breath of the Wild shirt from E3. Nate has a super rare GameCube Mario Striker shirt. But anyways, this is our first episode of Game Debate, where we're going to take popular topics, or any topic, and just break it down. So E3 ended with a surprise Breath of the Wild 2 sequel announcement. I'm sure that's not the title of the game, but who knows what's going to be called. We're excited. But anyways, the topic today is, how can the Breath of the Wild sequel improve on the original? The original is one of the highest rated video games ever made. Yeah. And I'll tell a little graphic of all the reviews real quick. Pop up, there it is. Will, do you have any ideas to start this off? How you can improve a perfect game? How do we do it?
Define perfect. I love the game. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing game. I loved it. It'd be second on my all-time Zelda list. But
what's number one, real quick? What's number one, real quick?
Link to the Past.
Okay, go ahead.
Link to the Past is my number one. I think for me to improve it, I didn't love the durability system. But let me take that back. I liked it as far as the twigs and stuff going. Even some of the lower level weapons. No reason the Master Sword shouldn't have been the end-all durable weapon for me.
Absolutely.
That to me, right off the bat, is the first thing they do to improve the game. I think they should keep the durability system. There should be more shields that don't break, or maybe you can get a certain kind of a stone or a rock or material that keeps it from breaking. I don't know. There's something to make it more completely unbreakable. That's the number one thing for me they can improve upon. Another thing is the dungeons. A lot of people complain about that. The Divine Beasts were cool, but there's not enough of that. I love the shrines, but I want 8 to 10 full-fledged themed dungeons. That's two thoughts from me, Nick.
Well, listen, I'll ask you both about this. There's 120 shrines in the game. I've seen both of y'all's play times on my friend list. You both have played 100 plus hours. So there's no question. I think I got 120 myself. But there's no, we played the game. We know what's up. The thing about the shrines is 120. But most importantly about those shrines is that is the fast travel system. And that's what I wonder. If we're going back to the same Hyrule, the same map, I'm sure it'll be heavily modified. What do you guys had? Nate, do you think there's going to be shrines in this game, or how do you think they're going to do it?
I definitely think there's still going to be shrines. I think there's going to be shrines to get the weapons again, to get improved, some sort of improved durability weapon or something like that, or a shield, like you said, some sort of defense. And like you said, we got to have some towers or something to fast travel, because that map is too huge to walk across all the time. And that's something I hope that they keep. And I hope they keep some shrines. Maybe filter in some shrines here and there, but like Will said, we got to have some more heavier equipped temples that are just harder for us to get through, and takes longer than 10 minutes for some of them, and not just Divine Beast temples either. I'd like to see some temples that make you work to get some sort of tool or piece of equipment that you need to progress.
Yes.
Now let me throw a pitch to you guys. I mean, the way the map's set up is very classic Zelda. There's the Zora water area, there's the Goron fire area, and all that. Now, this sounds crazy, but the way it's set up in 4 different directions are your typical Zelda stuff. And I don't know if you're cool with this. If they say 4 massive themed dungeons, like the water dungeon, the fire dungeon, like old school Zelda style, and then the big finale, the Hyrule Castle in the sky or whatever, would you be cool with only 4 monster dungeons? Like I'm talking big motherfuckers, old school Zelda style. Is that enough, or would people bitch about it?
It's not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I think you need like Twilight Princess. It has so many dungeons, and it looks like this one may be themed after Twilight Princess as well. So
yeah, when that first screen popped up, I was like, "This is a Twilight Princess sequel." That was the very first thought.
That sound,
I saw the art style, and I was like,
"Yeah, oh yeah." And the sound. I'm actually excited that they're going dark, and I know people like Majora's Mask; they like the darkness. But I think the game's it sells more and it's more appealing if it's not dark. So by them going dark, I mean, it's Zelda, it's gonna sell. But Breath of the Wild is all beautiful and colorful, but they're getting dark, they're getting crazy. The Hyrule map. Now, do you have a problem with them? Now, I know Majora's is a direct sequel to Ocarina, and people are comparing this like the Majora's. But Majora's had a whole new map. This is using the same map. Do you think they're gonna modify that map enough to where they can get away with it?
Is it gonna be the same map, Nick?
Yes, they said you're revisiting the same. I knew it said you're revisiting the same Hyrule.
This will be. I think it'll be dependent on the timeline. When is this taking place? Because can there be stuff rebuilt by now? I mean, it will be modified.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it
What was the Terrytown mission? I'm sure you all both did that.
Oh, that was my favorite side quest. Yeah, I love that.
I love that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine if there's like 50 of those spread across Hyrule now.
Right.
like it's like the pre 100 years. Like they've rebuilt Hyrule. It's all great. And then shit goes down. Right.
Yeah.
There's got to be a castle town or a bigger village this time, right? There's got to be.
Yeah. Let's go to Nate on this one. Now, Nate, you had issues actually with Breath of the Wild, the original. Do you want to tell us about some of those?
Yeah, so I've got written down in some notes here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I know it sounds like a lot, but they're kind of small things. They're really, really small. Yeah. All right, so the one thing I've got is I put in no sense of discovery, and what I meant by that is whenever you go on a side quest and ultimately you find a treasure chest, you pull that treasure chest up and you just get a rupee that's worth it's 300 rupee.
Yeah.
I hated refinding rupees all the time because I remember in old Zelda games I'd find a heart piece. You get a heart container. That's exciting.
The rod,
a cape, a bottle, something that you can use. So that was one thing that I really, really missed. Another thing was kind of, and this plays on the no sense of discovery, was the lack of excitement and mystery and secrets, because you knew pretty much when you pulled up a chest, it's not going to be some piece of equipment or tool that you can go and have fun with. It's either going to be a breakable weapon or a rupee or some piece of food or something like that. Nothing too exciting.
Nothing permanent.
Nothing permanent. Yeah.
Which brings me to the next one, which was a lack of tools. I want to see more tools instead of what we have 4 pretty much in this one.
You get them all at the plateau too, don't you?
Yeah, all at the plateau. Half an hour to the game, you have everything permanent.
You had everything. Yeah, that was another thing that I took issue with. You got them so quickly. And the next one is just kind of nitpicky. Is the lack of musical involvement. Now the music was great. I love the soundtrack, but it was never like apparent enough. It wasn't thrown in your face. And to me, Zelda and music is synonymous. You got to have that awesome soundtrack just blasting behind it. So
the thing about when you first walk out of the plateau, the music hits, the title screen shows, and you're probably thinking, "Holy shit, this is the music we're gonna get for the game." It never happens again.
Well, here's one point I want to make about the music. If you play a soundtrack from any other Zelda game, can you pinpoint where you are at in that game?
Oh yes, absolutely. Like as in like the Dark World theme, you're in the Dark World. Kakariko Village, you're in Kakariko.
Yes.
The Lost Woods.
Yeah.
I can only do that in one place, pretty much in one place in Breath of the Wild, as far as the map goes, and that is the fire. When I hear it's got that little bit of Ganon, it's an inspirational Ganon theme from the original 8-bit Zelda theme in there, and I can always tell where I'm at there, but it's hard for me to know where I'm at otherwise.
And the shrines have this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we already talked about lack of dungeons and the amount of shrines. I like to see less shrines and more dungeons.
Absolutely, totally agree.
Yeah.
And then the shrine puzzle difficulty for me was, I'd like to have seen the puzzles a little bit harder. Now, some of them were very difficult. I had to look up 2 on Google. There were 2 I could not figure out. But
well, hey, I'm gonna add on to that. That's a great point. The difficult ones were because the major test of difficulty was only because the villain was difficult, not because it was hard to figure out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's not the creativity of the puzzle. It's like, well, we're gonna make this motherfucker hard as hell, and he's gonna destroy 5 of your weapons. Yeah. He's gonna take all your health shit, all the stuff you could. Yeah, but let's go back to Nate on that. We agree on that one.
Yeah, and then the only other 2 things is I thought the level of the boss fights, I thought they were kind of lackluster. They didn't take a whole lot to figure out how to do it.
Very similar.
Once you did, they were really they were similar, and it was almost like. It wasn't the same as you remember those full motion. I can't think of what they call it, the quick time. On PlayStation, they Resident Evil 4 used it a lot. The quick time where you got to hit the button.
God of War bosses are like that.
Yeah. I want to see less of that and more traditional Zelda fights, maybe. You can still use that. I'm fine with that. Like if your last hit on the boss, like how you fight. Like how you fight Ganon on Wind Waker. That's a good
sword in his head.
Yes, that's a good example of how I would like to see. And then, of course, the Master Sword that needed recharge. I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
Small things.
Yeah.
All of his points are fantastic right there. Let me ask you this simple question. In the trailer, he has the Master Sword. It's clearly after Breath of the Wild. Is he gonna lose all these shit again?
He has to.
Yeah, he does.
That's the game, you know?
Yeah.
Now, here's what I think they could do. He might keep the Master Sword, but maybe in this game they're gonna listen to our complaints and we can find a way to make it more durable, make it won't break in the game. That'd be a cool thing to go figure out. Like, imagine Link to the Past. You beat the first 3 dungeons, you get the Master Sword, and you have it. Maybe the first 3 dungeons is different ores you get for the sword. You all remember Link to the Past?
Powered up, charge it.
Hey, how about this? What if they bring back the Triforce to use fractions of the Triforce? I would really like to see that. Fractions of the Triforce, and it charges up the sword or something like that. That would.
And Wind Waker, it was awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
It would be cool, like if you took Zelda's Triforce and Link's, you break them into 3 pieces each or something, 6 of them. If you get now Link, what's Link? Is he courage? That's right, getting his power. She's wisdom.
Yeah.
So like, what if you got all of Link's? It did something to the sword. If you got all of hers, it did something to your magic bar or infinite. You know, there's something.
Yeah. It's something.
And they talk about the classic Zelda stuff. Like, where's the fucking hook shot, man? Why can I be hanging on a mountain and shoot my hook shot?
That would be
double extra length. Why is that not on there?
Boss in Zelda fight, the item you found has to defeat that boss. That's how it should be, you know.
I agree. And there should be limitations.
After you weaken it with the hook shot, whatever, that's fine. But let me at least get that one shot in with my hook shot first, you know.
I know they want free flow, complete. You can go wherever you want, but I still like being blocked to certain areas unless I have item access.
Yeah.
You get the eventually, you know.
I wrote about that too. Just certain areas that you can't reach until you have that piece of equipment. I really, really like that because that gives you a reason to go do a side quest or a reason to even a part of the main quest. I think it makes it more exciting.
Yep.
Because you don't know what's back there. You want to know so bad what's back there.
You want it so bad.
Yeah.
Now, in Breath of the Wild, you had to get 4 spirit orbs to either upgrade your heart or get.
That's supposed to be the heart containers, I guess.
That was the heart.
I dislike that.
Let me ask you this side of here. You get rid of spirit orbs. There's heart containers again.
Yeah.
And then 2, if you're like, well, if there's no spirit orbs, how does our endurance bar go up?
Exactly.
I think it's simple, man. When you beat a boss in a dungeon, you get a full heart and you get some more endurance. And the more dungeons you beat, you get your endurance gets filled up and all that.
I wouldn't even mind if the shrines were still just for endurance. Maybe you still get a spirit orb, but it's just for endurance.
It's endurance based, so that's what you got to grind to get the grind.
That gives you the motivation. Like if you want to get more stamina, you can do them. They're optional. That's a great idea, Nate. It'd be a good way for them to do it.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Now I think a lot of us can agree. The weather's awesome, the lightning stuff, but a lot of people don't like wet mountains.
I got a way to fix it right now.
A pair of gloves. I think early in the game, there's wet mountains you can't climb still, but in a dungeon, maybe you get some kind of rock climber's glove, and you can climb through it regardless if you have those. That way, imagine there's a heart nate or an item up on top of a mountain, but it always storms up there, like Seattle. You can't get up there. But once you get those gloves, you can make it up there. So it's like the item thing we're talking about.
Even like a Wind Waker or an item, like a Song of Storms, and a lot of that kind of stuff, Nick, they can bring back, you know?
I love to then bring back some music. How cool would it be? I know this is really stretching here. To bring back some, there's a Wind Waker, there's the ocarina. Why not bring back like the musical instrument?
Oh, I love that.
What if you actually dug up, and they were real secretive, and it's the freaking ocarina of time. And you can throw the weather.
You talk about people exploding.
Oh, yeah.
That is awesome.
Imagine the use of they're all about anything can happen. Imagine there's a bunch of metal Stalfos somewhere, and you go hide and you play a little lightning storm, and lightning just starts lighting them up.
That's awesome.
That would be
like, I compare it to almost like in the Into the Spider-Verse. Great film, by the way. But what I'm getting at is, imagine if all of Link's items from different games showed up together, and like this, I mean, that'd be a really unique thing. You get the Wind Waker, you get the Ocarina. Remember the guitar guy, the Zora?
Maybe that's how you take care of the bosses. You have to play the Ocarina to play the Thunder Song or something. Song of Storms, or maybe you got to play the Wind Waker to destroy a boss with wind in some manner.
See, I would love that. Now that we're talking about, now that we kind of gone the route of let's just bring them all into one. Now, if it is Twilight Princess, would you be open to Zant, the villain from Twilight, returning to this one? But of course, Ganon's gonna whip his ass and become the big bad.
Of course, dude.
Yes.
Of course. I'm out there. I love Twilight. It's criminally, really, you know.
This is a major sidestep here. Is there any chance this game comes out next Christmas?
Yes.
It's tough. Nate's got the
Yeah.
look. He's a Nintendo fan. He knows you get screwed.
Yeah, I told Anna this morning I'm thinking 2021 at the earliest.
March 2021.
March 2021. That's what I'm thinking. Spring release.
I think we all agree it's in development since before Breath of the Wild finished. We also can agree it's gonna be quicker because of the world.
Correct.
And I think we know next fall is Xbox codename Scarlet. We know it's PS5. Nintendo needs a big heavy hitter to go against it, but Nintendo sure isn't. What's Miyamoto say, guys?
Oh, bad things bad forever, man.
Yeah, and they're all about not pushing their employees, which I think we're all cool with. And let me ask you this one, another sidestep. Is this game coming out before Metroid Prime 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's because, sadly, the development was rebooted, and we're not happy with that. But it is the case, man. I mean, is there going to be a $200 Super Master Sword Ungodly Edition?
Of course there is.
They're gonna make money on that.
Me and Will talked about the Nintendo special editions. It all started, I think, with Skyward Sword had the Go Wiimote bundle. And get this, every console Zelda game from that point forward has had that special release. Wind Waker had the Ganon one, right? The little game thingy. And then, of course, Breath of the Wild had 2 versions, right? When they were a Master Collection. Yeah. But Mario Odyssey outsold Breath of the Wild. It didn't get a special edition. Why is the plumber being hated on, boys? I know we're off topic here, but why are you hating on Mario for?
I think it's different with Mario. I don't think it's really those kind of games that get special editions are generally games that like a Lord of the Rings feel or like a vibe that's beyond just the game.
Yeah.
Mario, you're in that world. You know what I mean? Like
Zelda has it's still Mario and Zelda are probably the 2 most popular Nintendo IPs for sure. But I think Zelda probably beats Mario in the it's special to me kind of world.
We get less new Zeldas than we do new Marios.
Yeah. Yeah, they're special, and they hold a place in more people's heart than I think Mario does. Because that first time you play Zelda, it's just there's something special about it, something different about it.
You're right, I agree.
You know, much as I love Mario, and I love Mario, and you killed on Mario Odyssey. Am I correct? You got every star 900 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I did everything.
So you definitely have the street cred. But I feel like most Mario games, they're similar in the manner of you do the world, you beat Bowser, right? Zelda at least. Yeah. They're changing it up a lot. You know what I mean? At least they're mixing it up. So, I mean, oh, God.
Well, if you look back at Miyamoto, I mean, he made Mario and Zelda for Type A and Type B personality. So you Type A personality, he wants to play as Mario, and it's pretty much in line with Type A personality. You're quick, you're moving along, you go to castles, you get your princess. Every year's the same. Yeah.
Let me tell you a curveball here. So we've been talking about the fast travel system, Breath of the Wild, is all these shrines. Would you be open? Because we're talking about bringing all the franchises of Zelda together. Now, the Skyloft birds, what are they called? I'm not sure they're called this. You know what I'm talking about? The Skyloft. Would you be open to Link at some point in the game getting a flying mount?
Oh, I mentioned Epona being a Pegasus before the Nick. I mean, yes, I would be very open to that.
I would too.
And if you jump off it, it's real simple. You got your little sail to come down.
That'd
be awesome. That'd be fun too.
Comes back in this game.
I mean, that's just kind of like the boat in Wind Waker. I mean, it's just another way to travel. I mean, that's about the same.
All right, we're talking about bringing stuff together. Imagine they add like an island or a water section to Breath of the Wild 2, and the King of Red Lime's like, "What's up, bitch? I'm back." No, we're dreaming here. But
I think he's already there. Want the old man from the beginning, Zelda's dad there. He might well muster some magic up for the King of Red Lions too.
Yeah.
All right, is this game called Breath of the Wild 2, or is that the original?
God, no.
I will say it is Breath of the Wild 2, just because
the name
Mario 64, Super Mario, Mario Wii U, Mario Wii.
Why did we never get Super Zelda?
Yeah,
Link to the Past is like the Super Legend of Zelda or some shit like that. I don't know.
Let's see, what's the A Link Between Worlds? So that was the first official sequel, right? A Link.
You know what? That's
Awakening technically is it? To Link to the Past.
Technically, but Nate has a really good point though. Let's talk about the Link Between Worlds, because Link Between Worlds is the only Zelda game using the same map.
But it's 300 years later though, guys.
But still, what I'm getting at, they revisited the same map. They've never done that before.
That's a good point. That's a really
and that's something you can tell they have done it before. So they're Breath of the Wild 2, we're revisiting the same Hyrule.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. It's the same map.
It'll be Breath of the Wild 2 with another subtitle maybe or something.
Maybe like Breath of the Wild 2. Oh, I can see that. Like Breath of the Wild 2, the Age of Darkness. That's
something like that.
Hyrule, whatever.
Or Ganon comes back. I think it's going to be like this. You know how in Link to the Past you had Anaheim, who kind of was the mid guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't he kind of resurrecting Ganon?
Yeah.
So there's going to be somebody like that in this game. I feel like somebody is resurrecting him.
That's a great point.
The guy trying to get Ganon with the instruments or whatever,
Yeah.
Octavio?
Octavius, yeah, Arcavio.
There was a guy like that in Link's Awakening too. So
you're right, Nate. Yeah.
All right, well, this is a little side. Are you excited for Link's Awakening? You guys excited for that game?
Oh my gosh, yeah! I'm gonna do a video about it. That's what I was working on last night when I told you, Nick. I'm gonna work on a video about why Link's Awakening you should buy it. Why you should buy it.
Yeah. Well, Nate, you'll love this. Besides talking to my brother, of course, when Link's Awakening got announced, you were the first individual I thought of. I tried to track you down. You remember on Facebook, I was tagging you. I knew it was the dream project of yours. You're the first person I thought of. I'm very excited for it as well.
Boys, let's do a little humble brag here. My reaction for Link's Awakening is from most of you Link's Awakening reaction on YouTube. Fuck you all. But Nate, let's get to you. Your YouTube channel. Is it Nostalgia Kid? Is that correct? Oh, I think his feet may cut out. You see that, Will? Is his feet cut out in yours as well? Well, look. Well, we're at the end of our video. It looks like Nate's connection's locked up, but we were wrapping it up right there. Right now, we're going to throw a shout out to Nate's channel. It's awesome. If you like the way he talks, want to see his Link's Awakening video, we'll put his link up to the top right now. But this has been our first episode of Game Debate. I'm Nick.
I'm Will.
And we'll say for Nate, see you next time, guys.
Do it.